Hello everyone, welcome to the 7th Celebrity Synastry chart reading where I will be looking into Miley Cyrus and Liam Hemsworth. If you don't know me, hi, I'm Adeline. I look at the dynamic between two celebrities using astrology, specifically Synastry. For those new and returning, I take notes on a Synastry chart looking at the personal planets, signs, aspects, and if time available, house overlays. I share these notes and add my extra insights and interpretations along the way. And of course, as always, leave your thoughts in the comments below and let's get a discussion going. So if that sounds good to you, like, subscribe, and keep on watching. We have Miley's sun in Sagittarius and Liam's sun in Capricorn. Liam is the realistic one in the relationship. Miley sees Liam as boring. Possibility to complement each other, possibility being the key word. Liam sees Miley as irresponsible and both want different things in a relationship. I'm not surprised so far. This seems to be a pretty good summary of these two, doesn't it? Liam's sun in Miley's 9th house. Both teach the other. It's a great and enduring friendship. Relationship of mental stimulation. Both share similar views on the world and both influence the other to be more culturally aware. Miley's sun sextile Liam's Venus. They really love each other. Liam boosts Miley's ego, and Miley feels adored by Liam. Interesting. Both have a desire for cooperation and harmony. So I assume this is where the possibility to complement each other comes in because they both try to. Liam's sun sextile Miley's moon. It's an easy friendship we see. Again, as far as I know, I feel like they just had an on and off relationship for their time together. I'm not sure if they started off as friends or they sort of have maintained their friendship. Fulfilling relationship, there's a natural compatibility. So we're seeing that possibilities coming into fruition a bit. Cooperative with each other. Liam depends on Miley's support. Both feel they can rely and depend on each other. Okay. I mean, it's good so far. I just wasn't expecting this. Liam's sun opposite Miley's Mars. Sparks fly. Miley is defensive. Both assert their independence. They compete with each other and they get annoyed with each other. Liam's sun conjunct Miley's Uranus. They meet each other suddenly. I'm pretty sure they met on the film set, if I'm not mistaken. Separated at key moments. Yeah, that separation is coming through here. Need to embrace spontaneity. I'm pretty sure that would be more on Liam's side because Miley is like, she appears to be very spontaneous, so I don't think that's an issue on her part. Relationship outside of tradition. Liam is willing to support Miley's desires. Liam wants more stability. Met when both were looking for something different. Okay. Liam triggers Miley to explore her individuality. I find this interesting because it's pretty accurate with the timeline of everything because when Miley first met Liam, I'm pretty sure she was sort of still in that, like the Disney Channel phase, the Hannah Montana phase, and it seems like within her relationship, she did sort of, explore her individuality, so I find that interesting. Miley challenges Liam to be more unconventional. Liam is attracted to Miley's unconventional qualities. Interesting. It's very interesting how he seems to really like her uniqueness, but also wants more stability, but her uniqueness seems to be, part of that seems to be her being very spontaneous and free. Liam's sun conjunct Miley's Neptune, a very spiritual relationship. Liam is fascinated by Miley. We're seeing that he seems to like really like her, so far, which is interesting. Intuitive communication and understanding. Miley is attracted to Liam's straightforward nature. So we saw in the beginning, I know I mentioned this already a couple of times, it hasn't even been that long, but the possibility to complement each other. They seem to be very attracted to their complementary qualities. Both need to not confuse reality and illusions. This relationship boosts Liam's intuitiveness and sensitivity. Liam's sun sextile Miley's Pluto. They have a strong connection, they're more powerful together, interesting. They comfortably share secrets and they explore each other's depths. So very much a relationship of exploring themselves. Drawn to each other in a magnetic way. So now we're on to moon. We have Miley's moon in Scorpio and Liam's moon in Leo. These are both fixed signs. They have opposite temperaments. Miley is more cautious than Liam. Liam feels Miley's analyzing habits are unnecessary. Liam doesn't understand Miley's tendency to distrust. This is interesting. Because this seems to, we're sort of starting to see a bit of like a problem here. Both are strong-willed, need to learn to understand and accept their differences. I feel like they kind of have, like, we didn't see anything so far about them having a particular conflict with their different personalities. They seem to be attracted to their differences. Both will still be themselves here. Yeah. Liam's moon in Miley's 4th house. Love-hate relationship, and they have conflicting feelings of the other. Both feel deeply bonded to each other. Both are competitive with each other. I think we're seeing again. Deep and tenuous relationship. Liam may feel like a parent to Miley. Yeah, I really don't like this, and like with Liam wanting more stability, and it's a bit... Both feel the need to spend time apart. So I assume, like, this is why we already saw before they get separated at key moments. So this is, we're clearly seeing like a very on and off dynamic here, on and off elements here so far. And I assume the reason why they separate themselves is because they just genuinely feel the need to be away from each other. Liam's moon opposite Miley's Saturn. Both are attracted to each other because of their different views. Miley tries to influence Liam. Both have something the other needs. Possibility of a difficult emotional connection. I mean, we're not seeing any particularly emotional aspects so far. Liam feels emotionally limited by Miley. Miley sees Liam as needy and immature. Miley needs to accept Liam's need for intimacy, and Liam needs to be more independent. Liam's moon square Miley's Pluto. Jealousy and emotional manipulation is underlying. Miley tends to be controlling over Liam. I don't like that we're seeing this, and before we saw she tries to influence Liam, like, Miley can sense Liam's unconscious needs and manipulates him with it. What in the... It's just not what I was expecting, I guess. Like, I think this is one of those readings where I kind of not guess my way, but I'm like, okay, it's going to be something like this, but very different. Projecting is a challenge. Both need to let go of the idea that love only exists within control. I think this is definitely both, because we're just seeing now Miley is a bit controlling, but also Liam feeling like he's a parent to Miley. With that usually comes control, so agreed. Both need to work through power struggles, deep emotional transformation. Both may need to work through some psychological demons from the past. So now on to Mercury. We have Miley's Mercury in Scorpio and Liam's Mercury in Capricorn. Conflict between Liam's realism and Miley's lack of it. Both approach problem solving differently. Miley may find Liam too snobby and selfish. Liam can teach Miley to be more practical. Yeah, the whole thing of him being like a parent and wanting stability. Liam is frustrated with Miley's impracticality and lack of realism, and Miley can teach Liam on how to consider feelings. I'm guessing because in the beginning we saw like the individual personalities played a part in the relationship. I'm assuming that they're both trying to like get the other to be like them, if that makes sense. It's sort of like these two are having a bit of a standoff, like, and waiting for the other person to change to be like them. Like, Miley is waiting for Liam to like loosen up and be less practical and everything, and Liam is waiting for Miley to settle down, if that makes sense. It's like a bit of a standoff. It's sort of like when a couple, one wants to have children, the other one doesn't, and both are having a standoff, like, oh, they will realize they want to have children, or they will realize they don't want to have children. Like, they keep going with the relationship even though they have, you know, very contrasting, you know, views on something very important, and they're just waiting for the other person to change for them. That's the sort of, like, vibe for some reason. Like, it's just the vibe, and the energy. It's not like that's not... I'm not saying that's what happened here, because they didn't have kids. Liam's Mercury in Miley's 8th house. Liam can hurt Miley with words. Liam is prone to dominating conversation. Oh, I don't like seeing this, and, like, he's like a parent. It's just... ew. Clear and precise conversation. Miley takes conversation seriously, and conversation tends to get deep quickly. I assume this is why they stayed together for so long, because they probably did feel they have a deeper connection with each other. Liam's Mercury conjunct Miley's Venus. Flowing conversation, they enjoy the same movies and music, share mutual friends, participate in social activities together. I'm not surprised. Liam helps Miley verbalize her feelings. So we've seen a couple of times how Liam seems to really trigger Miley to explore herself and sort of like help her develop into her own person, which I'm not really surprised because they were really young when they met, so Miley enjoys talking and listening to Liam. Liam's Mercury squared Miley's Jupiter, relationship that expands consciousness, promising more is a problem. They have a habit of interrupting each other. Miley helps Liam go through hard times with optimism. Miley may come off as being holier than thou. I don't like this because we saw before she tries to influence him and she's a tad controlling. I mean, both of them are, but like I'm just speaking on Miley at this point. Communication difficulties, lack of understanding regarding each other's ideas, strong mental and intellectual bond, frequent misunderstandings, debates can turn into arguments, and different philosophical views. All things I'm just going to agree with and see. Liam's Mercury conjunct Miley's Uranus. Miley challenges Liam's ideas and ways of thinking. I'm not surprised if he's this very stable person and she's a bit out there. You try to like influence people, don't you? And we saw that before. We literally saw that before she tries to influence Liam. Both enjoy experimenting and trying new things. They come up with original ideas and they tend to be impulsive together. Relationship of discovering alternate ways of seeing the world. I definitely see this from Miley's side. We just saw that. They grow intellectually together. Liam truly understands Miley's originality. I wonder if because like he triggered this sort of like renaissance in her, I wonder if he like sort of witnessed the deeper parts of that. Like we saw they do have a bit of a deep connection. I wonder if he kind of saw like what went behind that, like maybe Miley opened up with Liam about why she was like, I don't know, whatever, in whatever way she was exploring herself. Like if if Liam got a bit of insight into that, so that's why he truly originates how Miley is the way she is now. Relationship of mental stimulation, they swap ideas together, share an interest in unusual topics. They casually talk about taboos, they're very creative together and find uncommon solutions to problems. Liam's Mercury conjunct Miley's Neptune. Spirituality is an important part of the relationship. There's a telepathic-like connection. Liam helps Miley turn her dreams into reality. That's nice. Liam may find Miley confusing. Both can get into the habit of telling the other what they want to hear. Deceptive and exaggerative communication can be a problem. I don't like this. Compassionate towards each other. Hard to talk about practical matters together. I'm not surprised because there seems to be a lot of like contradiction, and I'm pretty sure we did see before, like Liam is very much the practical one in this relationship. Miley isn't, so that would be difficult. Miley may get annoyed if Liam's need to quantify things. I assume this is like things like, because Miley does seem to be very freedom oriented and like not about labels and everything. I assume this is what she's annoyed. Maybe she was possibly annoyed with Liam wanting to get married. I don't know if that was ever a thing that came out. I probably should have thought about that before, but maybe I'm guessing that Liam was the one more pushing for marriage and for like an official sort of relationship, whereas Miley probably didn't want to get married, I'm assuming. So now we're on to Venus. So we have Miley's Venus in Capricorn and Liam's Venus in Aquarius. Miley can be possessive of Liam. It's weird how Miley seems to be a bit controlling on Liam. Liam allows Miley to be herself, we see again. Both are aloof to each other. They're intrigued by each other. Miley is not fulfilled by the lack of substance in the relationship. Interesting. Have difficulty finding common ground. Miley appreciates Liam's reasonable nature. Both need to learn to adjust and understand each other. Yeah, they seem to be attracted to their differences, but I think we saw this before. They just need to really just understand each other. Liam's Venus and Miley's 9th house overlaid. They have shared interests. They may share the same social circles. I'm pretty sure we're seeing that again. They get along well together. Liam has a positive and friendly approach to Miley. So I'm guessing because we saw a couple times before they have a bit of a friendship dynamic, so assuming that's the like sort of foundation of the relationship. Miley's accepting of Liam. Liam teaches Miley how to have fun. It's weird how we're seeing that Liam, like I genuinely thought he would have been like super serious in this relationship, which he is, but he also seems to be the one that sort of like influenced Miley to be the way she is now. Or at least inspired her. And Miley sees Liam as someone she has a future with. I feel like they both drastically changed in this relationship. Like, it's not surprising because both of them were really young. But it's really interesting to see that, because I really feel like this was just in the beginning for Miley, because Miley, you know, she very publicly is not someone that is very about labels and everything. So this is probably, I mean, that was probably influenced by Liam, I'm guessing. But in the beginning, maybe she did see Liam as like some marriage potential. Maybe that's why she married him, because that's what she originally thought was going to happen with her life and felt weird about changing it. I'm not sure. Miley's Venus conjunct Liam's Saturn. There's a binding connection. Liam stabilizes the emotions of Miley with the binding connection. I feel like this is probably why they kept coming back to each other. Liam feels responsible for Miley, and Miley feels restricted by Liam. I don't like seeing this with the whole thing with him being a parent and a bit controlling. Always will come back together. It's a painful but strong bond, and they may demand too much from each other too soon. Interesting. Miley's Venus conjunct Liam's Uranus. Instant and sudden attraction. Liam challenges Miley to be open. Miley is attracted to Liam's unpredictability. Love at first sight. Mutual sharing of unusual interests. It's interesting, we're seeing this again. They share some unusual interests together. Freedom is needed for this to work, and the initial attraction fades. Miley's Venus conjunct Liam's Neptune. Miley is sensitive to Liam's need, and she sees Liam as a soulmate. Strong romantic bond. Liam may ghost Miley. Maybe, like, because we seem to, there's that on and off aspect. I'm guessing maybe, like, some of those separations were because of Liam just ghosting her. Dreamy energy when they meet. I mean, we saw like before the whole love at first sight thing and very quick attraction. Miley finds Liam very attractive. It's not a practical relationship. Miley may project her ideals onto Liam. Did we see before there was an issue with projecting? This is not great. Problems root from Liam not being himself. Liam initially encourages Miley to have an idealized image of him. Over time, Liam may feel pressured to keep up with Miley's image of him. Spiritual magical meeting. Miley needs to learn to look past Liam's faults. I mean, I feel like in this case, like, the faults that Liam has is, it's just not being compatible with Miley. Miley appreciates Liam's imagination, and Liam is easily charmed by Miley. Liam's Venus opposite Miley's Mars. Both try to assert themselves over the other. Yeah, they both seem to have a bit of a weird controlling thing over the other. They easily get into conflict. Jealousy and possessiveness we see again. Energetic and passionate relationship. Need to overcome the big differences, yeah. Desire for each other will always be there. I'm pretty sure we're seeing again for a few times. You know, they're always going to come back together. Liam may become manipulative to get Miley to try prove her feelings. I don't like seeing this and the whole thing with Miley getting annoyed if Liam's need to quantify things. Like, I know it's a bit out there to say, but like, is like the whole marriage, because like the marriage was pretty quick and like very unexpected. Did like Liam kind of influence Miley to get married to sort of prove her feelings for him? Liam feels he gives more than he gets. I mean, we keep seeing this like parent-like dynamic for Liam, like Liam feeling the need to control Miley, you know, Liam feeling like he gives more than he gets. That's very much like parent-child. It's not, you know, relationship. Both need to compromise. Liam sees Miley as too harsh. Miley sees Liam as lacking substance. I mean, I definitely see that now. So now we're on to Mars. We have Miley's Mars in Cancer and Liam's Mars in Sagittarius. Neither like dealing with problems directly. Fantastic. Both can be extreme emotionally. Miley may be hurt by Liam's bluntness. Both can be hard to understand. Liam may see Miley as clingy. It's a bit weird. And we have Liam's Mars in Miley's 7th house. Liam speeds up the relationship, which I swear, like, I know we didn't say anything specifically about this, and I may be being dramatic. I really feel like that Liam kind of, like, forced the wedding, forced the marriage. I don't feel like Miley was really about it. I feel like he kind of, like, did manipulate her a bit there. Liam is calm around Miley. Liam wants to please Miley. We keep seeing both of them want to please each other. It's a very romantic relationship and they both spending time together. So that is the final overlay. We don't have any aspects for Mars. So my final thoughts, what a weird relationship. Like, honestly, they seem to be kind of like trapped. Like, that word keeps coming to mind. It's like trapped together. Because they seem to have a very deep bond to each other, like, and it's not even in a good way. Like, we saw they have a binding connection. Like, it seems to be like they're binded to each other, and we saw a couple of times they're always going to come back together. And I feel like it's real. Liam is weird in this relationship. Like, Miley, like, we saw she's unconventional. Like, I wasn't expecting her to be a bit controlling, but, like, okay, kind of not, you know, it's a bit of a little weird thing, but Liam is not what I expected at all. It very much seems like, you know, I guess he put on a facade that he was a bit more, like, you know, unconventional and out there, but I don't know if he was actually like that. That was just in his youth, and, like, as he got older, he maybe from other factors or influencing factors, he probably felt the need to mature, or whether the unconventionalness was a facade. I don't know. That part is weird. And the whole thing with him, like, it seems like he was the one who, like, kind of pushed the wedding and the marriage and everything, which I feel like is not great for any sort of, on and off relationship. Would not recommend getting married. So I don't know, it's just very strange. I'm not a fan. I'm pretty pleased they're not together. I hope they're not together, and if they're together, I know, and I missed that, I'm not impressed. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. I feel like this is a pretty short reading compared to the other ones I've done. I'm sorry there wasn't many aspects here or anything. But yeah, if you did enjoy this video, give this video a like, subscribe, and yeah, I will see you guys next time. Bye!